Hey guys, it's Cheyenne here, and for today's video I'm going to be showing y'all all of my favorite ways to create a shadow root on a blonde client using Redken Shades EQ. Okay guys, so here's our before clip. For this client, we want to get rid of all the brassiness, we want to get rid of all of the striping that she has, and she really just wants a really pretty, lived-in, natural blonde color. So I chose to go with a teasy light method and do a shadow root with Shades EQ because that's going to give her the best lived-in color in my opinion. So first, we're going to shampoo all of the lightener out. If you don't do that and then you just go in with your shadow root, then you're going to get a shift in the base and it's just not really going to work as good as you want it to. So you want to make sure that you get all of the lightener out of her hair before you start. So then I'm just going through with my wet brush and I am brushing all of the teas out. And as you can see here, I'm going to section off the front of her hair. I want to do that because I want the front of her hair to be brighter. And I want to make sure to keep those money pieces in the front. So I'm going to just section those out and leave them till the very end. So for my shadow root, I'm going to be using Shades EQ 6N, 7N, and 7P. This is my favorite shades formula to use for shadow rooting because it gives me the depth that I want, but it also gives me that really pretty sheen from the 7P. So as you guys can see, I make sure to drag my product down at least an inch, maybe even 2 inches in some places, just because I want to make sure that I'm covering my ground and that I'm really giving her that shadow rooted root smudge effect. To point out how I start at the top of the head and then I work my way down. This isn't anything that you just necessarily have to do, but in my opinion it's a lot easier to do it this way. Okay, so in the back, it's pretty much the same thing. The only difference is I am going to drag that product a little bit further down in the back, and that is because you want it to be brighter in the front, but you want the back to have a little bit more dimension. So I just always take my shadow roots and my smudge roots down a little bit further in the back than in the front. So I didn't highlight her entire head, but I'm making sure that I do the shadow root all over because this is really what's going to get rid of all that stripiness that we had at the beginning. I really love this technique and I really love shadow roots, especially for a low maintenance blonde look. I love shadow rooting with Shades EQ when I want a translucent finish, but if I want something more like solid and opaque, then my favorite demi-permanent color to shadow root with for that is Xoxo Lumi Shine. So here I'm just putting some conditioner on her ends, and the conditioner is going to act like a filler, so that way when I go to brush that shadow root in, it's not going to drag to the bottom. I also make sure to use a wow comb when I'm doing this because it has those little roller beads on it, so it also helps to make sure that that product doesn't drag to her ends. So yeah, you really want to use your wow comb to brush everything through, and that is what's going to ensure that everything is really soft and blended. for about 15 minutes. And at that 15-minute part, that's when we're going to go through and we're going to tap those money pieces. So as you can see here, I'm actually tapping those money pieces. I'm not dragging the product down hardly at all on these pieces. And that's because I want them to stay bright and I want them to stay brought up higher. But I don't want them to be like really chunky. I still want them to blend. So at the very end, at the 15-minute mark, I make sure I tap those money pieces. After the shadow root sits on for a full 20 minutes, you're going to tone the ends like normal, and you are all finished. This smudge root / shadow root turned out perfect, and we were both so happy with it. I'm glad that I got to film it for you guys and kind of show you one of my favorite techniques that I do at the salon. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please leave me with a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Bye y'all.